Useless boy becomes house husband to 3 prodigy girls. Or,
例の三姉妹は案外ちょろい。
I think my title has more of a ring to it. Welcome to Saika Academy, a highly prestigious school boasting performing arts, physical education, and advanced course departments, where students can fully refine their personal talents. This is our protagonist, Ayase Yuu, who happens to be the son of Ayase Subaru, a well-known actress both nationally and internationally. Like the car brand, Ayase Subaru had the full package. Pun intended. The looks, talent, intelligent, a genius both in academics and martial arts. Although, when it comes to her son, the apple did indeed fall far from the tree. We find him in the middle of a fight, panting heavily on the floor. His opponent looks down, asking how such a mess could be the son of Subaru. With determination in his voice, Yu gets up swinging, answering, "I am not my mother. He just looks like her." Turns out this was all a trial intended to uncover the talents of Ayase Yuu, instigated by the 3 emperors who stand at the top of Saika Academy. As the brutal beatdown continues, onlookers discuss the lackluster performance of the transfer student. Despite being the son of the grand actress who combined 3 different talents into one, Yu has proven a failure both in academics and performing arts. Now all that's left is to be evaluated by the physical department, which let's just say isn't going very well. At this point, the students have realized that Ayase Yuu is a total dolt. Under the selfish expectations placed upon him, a pretty face is all he has to show for it. Being a disappointment to others is commonplace for our 17-year-old protagonist. Nonetheless, no one clings to talent quite like an ordinary person. If only said ordinary person wasn't in this position right now. Yeah, not very convincing. The words spoken by our protagonist are just as questionable. Tell me whose words were those, his opponent requests to know. Mine, of course, Yu replies, having his mediocrity pointed out and acknowledging it with no hesitation. Considering he's been closest to talent all this time, Yu attempts to leave, wearing his defeat without a care. Unfortunately for him, his opponent isn't willing to let him go, not without something worth reporting to the 3 emperors. Suddenly, he is struck by a high kick from behind, laying him out for the count. "I said that's far enough, didn't I?" says our flying kick assailant. Despite her never having said that, our protagonist is still grateful to his savior of the heavenly kick, whom we now know to be Nico-san of the physical department, a martial arts prodigy who has been dominating major tournaments since elementary school. Displeased by the behavior of her subordinate, Nico labels him as a disgrace to the art. 2 new personalities enter the scene, wondering if the results are in, introducing the star of the opera, the performer, Kazuki-sama, as well as the star of the shogi world and the advanced course, Miwa-san. Including Nico-san, these are the 3 emperors of Saika Academy, which happens to be all girls. Deemed to be completely talentless and ordinary, the high hopes the 3 emperors held for the transfer student, son of Ayase Subaru, have waned. Not even his grades can compensate for his lack of talent. But never fear, general education is here, which Yu intended to enter from the start. This revelation shocks everyone. The son of Ayase Subaru enrolled in such a mediocre department, which the 3 emperors never knew existed to begin with. Again, our protagonist attempts to flee the situation, regretting his involvement, when he's abruptly told to wait. Then is ordered to clean by Nico-san after being forced into this situation in the first place. Despite his protest, he's simply told this is the responsibility of the defeated, befitting a defeated dog as himself. Harsh comments trail as everyone leaves you behind. Entering their practice facility the next day, the physical department members are astonished by how clean everything is. Disappointed, huh? Well, I too always thought that though. In his earlier days, Yu always wanted to be recognized as his mother's child. He worked hard studying the craft of acting, practicing with his best foot forward. However, he could never bridge the gap between him and his mother. The harder this reality hit, the further apart they grew, not allowing him to notice anything. While hospitalized, his mother watched her previous works often. She seemed most fond of a family drama where she played the mother, which Yu also happened to love. With that commonality, they were able to hold a conversation for the first time in a long time, leading Yu to finally understand that his mother too longed for a family like the one in the drama, that it's not about him becoming worthy of being the child of a genius actress, simply his mother's wish is for him to create a happy family, Despite not fully understanding his mother's final request, Yuu is willing to do his best, no matter how frightening his school life is projected to be. Yuu receives a phone call from someone that goes by Mikadono-san, whom his mother said would take care of him. This is not a relative, but a friend of the late Ayase Subaru. In hopes of preserving her genius, Mikadono-san is willing to take in Yuu-kun. That being said, he is quite the busy man and will not be home, so he left a duplicate key for Yuu-kun. Entering the home, Yuu is overwhelmed by the vastness of the space, pondering who exactly Mikadono-san might be. Preparing to organize his luggage, he hears footsteps behind him, turning around only to be labeled as a sneaky thief, while being presented with a very familiar high kick. Their gazes meet right before Yuu-kun proceeds to fly across the room. Could this be a family member mistaking him for a burglar, he wonders? Quickly getting to his feet, he tries to apologize and explain the situation. At this moment, High Kick Home Defender is revealed to be none other than Nico-san. Yuu greets her good evening, which in response Nico only retaliates. What is he doing here? For now, Nico turns to go put on some clothes only to slip and fall. Checking on her condition, Yuu takes the opportunity to be a little cheeky by using her own words against her. Angered and prepared to retaliate, Nico is cornered by Yuu-kun's hair-drying towel of death. What? It sounds cool. Anyways, her struggle is futile as our young protagonist is determined to dry this fair maiden's hair. Frustrated, Nico tells him not to screw with her. Little did she know, she was talking to the Dr. Riz himself. Taking care of one's health is also part of doing martial arts.
That's Riz! That's Riz!
Looking like she just came out of a hot spring, Nico was speechless, only able to tell our boy to dry her hair properly. This new unlocked level of Riz was too much for her. It was at this moment a new pair entered the scene, one about to rupture their bladder and another looking forward to seeing it happen. The other 2/3 of the Empire, Kazuri wonders where she's seen her protagonist before, while Miwa begs for release from her traditional bindings. Once again questioned why he's here, you can only wonder the same for the 3 emperors, calling Mikadono-san for clarification. Yu comes to find out the 3 emperors are his daughters, which Yu more accurately describes as 3 weirdos. Kazuki being the eldest, Nico the middle child, and Miwa the youngest daughter. Mikadono-san hopes they will all get along from today on. This is the story of how an ordinary son of an actress will become a family with these 3 prodigy sisters. This concludes chapter 1. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more. I'll be releasing the next chapters based on which series gets the most likes. Check out the others and stay tuned for the next episode.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making